Hi everyone, and welcome to this practice today. My name is Jillian. I will be guiding you through this series. So for today's practice, we'll dissect and move through tuning into our power to be strong and courageous. Sometimes we may succumb to being sucked into our fears and doubts, shielding our true voice and self. This practice will start with a guided visualization that envisions our limiting events, emotions, and reactions. As we progress through the visualization, we'll examine how we transition to step into our inner strength. Then we'll move through a fiery Kriya and Asana practice that will provide a physically visceral experience of this courage we hold within. For this practice, we'll need a comfortable space that you can sit or lay down on, then a mat and some open space to move around. I have some blocks here with me for some assistive modifications. So if you have any blocks or textbooks, similar things that can help add some height, that would be wonderful. If not, no worries, we can still modify. So if you're ready to begin the practice, come to find a comfortable spot on the floor, couch, or chair, wherever is accessible for you and most comfortable. You can sit or lay down. Find that space now. Once you're comfortable, gently close your eyes. Continue to move around, find any little itches or movements that you need to adjust and find your comfortable space. And take a few minutes now and just put your hand on your heart and just breathe as you recognize your purest, bravest part of you actually resides deep inside of you and is always fully available to you. And you are ready to explore the relationship of your inner self and the tenacity that lies within you, so you can learn to lean into the side of you and get more comfortable staying here. And just breathe here. Feel how your hand rises with your chest and falls with the exhale. Now let yourself imagine one time or a series of events in which you've experienced fear. Because this experience had such a strong impact on you with fear, it has become a meaningful piece in your life. So this fear might be stimulated by specific events in your life, your health, something you wanted to speak out about, or even something in your career. Maybe you notice the underlying fear in any new hurdle or challenge you've been faced with. Take as much time as you need to see and sense this fear. Think of what comes up for you. What is most memorable as a fearful moment or event that sticks with you. No matter if you feel it is seemingly small or a large fear, it is important and relevant. Now with this event that you've thought up in your head or remembered, see if you can identify what it is that you're afraid of. Is it the underlying fear of making a mistake, saying the wrong thing, or maybe saying a little too much of one thing? Is it being rejected on a stance you take, or feeling rejected for just who you are? Notice what comes up for you. As you get in touch with how it feels in your body, just notice how it makes you feel. continue to tune into how this feels and what's coming up for you in your body. Try and look for a sincere inner voice deep inside of you that is still saying, I believe in you. And this inner voice that believes in you, even when you're in this state of fear, for most of us takes a long time to develop and create a bond with. So please, throughout this, don't feel dampened if this voice is hard to find and connect with. You may recognize this inner voice expressing itself as saying, you are strong just as you are right now, or the fear you feel is okay to experience. This voice might be a little part of you that's saying, I will keep going because I can keep going, and I know I can keep going even if I'm scared. See if you can embrace these inner messages, and if you can seem to resonate with any of these messages. Reflect on the strength it takes to even choose to tune into these insights if you can't seem to connect with them, because that's powerful in itself. Notice if you're able to pick up on any of the empowering responses in your thoughts, words such as, I am afraid, but it is okay to feel this way, especially when you're going through this experience or this challenge. See if you can invoke these powerful words to guide you through your fears and reinforce this courage within you. Remain accommodative to your individualistic experience. Embrace the fear and allow the uncomfortable feeling to stay as long as it needs to so that you can become comfortable to sit with it. Recognize that sitting with it and allowing this fear is the best way to find your courage that you're seeking. Open your heart to this place that typically rejects it. Ask yourself for the strength to allow yourself to be afraid and recognize that the most courageous counter is actually to embrace the full moment and not have to change anything. Reflect that you're able to coexist with the fear, yet be courageous. And with this capacity, may you empower yourself to be able to hold the space you need to be in your true self. Visualize your courage in your thoughts, your speech, and your actions in this scenario that you thought of your fear, your memory, this event. And notice how you can accept the fear as this demonstration of this particular experience and how important it is to you. Recognize that the fear you feel is natural, but you can and will remain grounded. Accept the experience of fear while you maintain a constant eye on your courageous thoughts and what you need to support yourself. Express your courage and appreciate it as your most wholesome effort. And repeat this effort as many times as you need. Don't let your ego stop you by thinking you're not good or you're not capable. Continue to be satisfied by your best effort. Enjoy your journey as you create your version of your true courage, as you allow the fear to be there, yet acknowledge you have the power to show strength no matter how afraid you are. Know that you are on a continual learning experience each time you're faced with this reality that you can be afraid, yet still yield a full dedication to your courage, your courageous self. take a moment to reflect. See how this shift is happening in your body. Notice what comes up for you now and how you might feel you've changed just in this moments that we've been together so far. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes, regain your awareness of your surroundings, and come back to a seated position with your legs crossed if you haven't already been in this position. So we're now going to move into Victory Kriya to fire up this energy and harness the courage that we've just created through a visualization and put it into a physical practice. So for this Kriya, we're going to have the arms up in a Y position. So I like to say these are like cheerleader arms. We'll take the hands and tuck the fingers under and have the thumbs pointed upward. Now for this practice of Kriya breathing, we're going to do a Bhastrika breathing series for 4 minutes as we keep the arms up. Now for the Bhastrika breathing, this will be the forceful inhalation and exhalation as we breathe. So inhale, exhale with the stomach. You can go at your own pace to make sure that you're keeping yourself consistent, safe, and feeling comfortable to continue for the full duration of the 4 minutes. Because this Kriya is going to challenge you to pull out your inner strength to keep your arms up the entire duration of the time. So this is encouraging you to find your strength endurance, but it's not encouraging you to pull to the point of injury. So please keep within your limits, know your health history, so you don't exude your own boundaries and you keep within your physical needs. So come to that seated position. We can raise the arms. I'll set the timer. We'll do 4 minutes here. Okay, and when you're ready, arms up, thumbs up, and beginner breathing. Forceful inhalation, forceful exhalation. We take this stance with the arms just to feel what it feels like to be victorious, courageous, and take space and feel comfortable being here. You can breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, or breathe solely with your nose. If it feels most tolerable for you, I would encourage just through the nose. You can close your eyes if it feels comfortable, or keep them open. If they're open, keep your drishti focused on one point. Take notice if you start to feel any kind of sensation in your body. It might be your arms first. Keep strong, keep honing into that inner strength that you have to keep those arms lifted and keep those thumbs pointed towards the sky. may start to notice your arms are really starting to feel it. Keep them up, keep going. If you need to, you can adjust your breath. If you're going too quickly, it might feel more challenging. See if you can slow it down to a pace that's more comfortable. Hone into that strength to keep those arms up just a little bit longer. Keep those arms lifted if they start to droop a little bit. I know it's tough, but let's keep finding our inner courage to push through. Listen to that part of you that says, I can do this, I can keep going. In 3, 2, 1, lower those arms, bring them down, shake them out if you need, do some shoulder rolls. Whew. Awesome work, everyone. So we're going to transition into doing a little bit more of a full body asana practice now. So if you need, take another moment. Let the arms roll out because we'll be using them throughout this practice. I hope it invigorated you and got the arms fired up, the body heated, and feeling strong, feeling confident. So if you're ready, let's come to the top of your mat to begin our asana practice. We're going to flow through 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar A. So bring your hands to heart center. Find your Tadasana, feet and hips shoulder width apart, or hip width apart, sorry. Take an inhale, sweep the arms overhead, reach up. Exhale, swan dive to forward fold. Bring the fingertips to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, fingers to the shins. Exhale, bring the palms to the mat, step back plank and flow through chaturanga. Inhale, scoop your heart up and forward, up dog. Exhale, press through your palms, lift your hips, come to downward dog. You can pedal your feet out here as we warm the body up a little bit more. And we'll step back up to halfway lift, forward fold. Rise as we lift the hands overhead. And exhale, bring the hands back to heart center. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the arms in a circle down, crown to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the palms, step back, plank. Exhale, flow through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Take a nice breath here. Inhale, step your feet in between your hands. Come back to halfway lift. Another exhale. Lower the head to the mat. Draw a breath in, lift the chest, arms up, and guide them with your exhale back down to heart center. We'll do one more round and then we'll continue on into the rest of our sequence. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, sweep the arms down, fingers to the mat, forward fold. Draw a breath in for a halfway lift. Plant the palms, step back, plank. Continue on with your chaturanga. On your exhale, and inhale into your upward dog. Exhale, lift your hips, roll over the toes, press through your fingers and palms for a down dog. From down dog, step your right foot in between your hands, spin the back heel down with the toes pointing towards the long edge of the mat. Bring your windmill the arms up, open the pelvis to the corner of the room on a 45-degree angle. Chest rotated towards the back foot and your arms outstretched into a T position for warrior 2. Gaze past your fingertips out in front and hold here for 3 breaths. Reach the fingertips out away from the body, finding your strength and stability in this pose. Inhale, rotate so the palm faces up. Sweep the arm up overhead as you begin to lower the left arm down onto the left leg and reach towards the back of the room for reverse warrior. Continue to reach and find your strength here. 2 more breaths. Bring the arms back down to warrior 2. We'll scoot the back leg in a few steps, straighten the front leg, lower the arms, and we'll turn to face the long edge of the mat with our feet. Have our toes about a little wider than shoulder width apart and pointed towards the long edge of the mat. Now for this, I'm going to flip around to demonstrate for the camera. So bring the toes pointed towards the long edge of the mat. Sweep the arms up overhead. And we're going to start to bend the knees as we sink down into a goddess pose. Finding our strength, owning these positions. Keep the chest lifted. Really sink down as much as you can without folding forwards because we want to stay upright and strong. If the arms overhead are still pretty tired, we can bring them back down to the sides from the hips. 1 more breath. Come back to rise. Lower the hands down. Step your feet into Tadasana with the toes at the long edge of the mat still. We're going to shift into tree pose. So root through your right foot, all 4 corners of the feet. We're going to draw the left heel up towards the right ankle and guide the foot up to wherever feels most comfortable, just not over top of the knee joint. You're going to press your left foot into the right thigh as you reverberate that same power back into the left foot. If you feel you're stable here and this is good for you, you can bring the hands to the hips or out to a T position. And if you're feeling really strong and stable, lift those arms up towards the sky. Again, taking our victorious, courageous pose for today. Feel how this makes you feel being in these poses with the arms up, taking your space, owning it, and finding your strength. the arms back down. Lower the leg. And shake it out. We'll repeat this sequence on the left side this time. Start at the top of your mat. And this time we'll step the right foot back for warrior two, with the toes pointing towards the long edge of the mat. Lift the arms up to a T position. Turn your pelvis on a 45-degree angle. You're going to find your strength, find your stability here as you hold for a few more breaths. The next inhale, turn your palm towards the sky. Reach the front arm up towards the sky as you lower your right arm down the right leg and reach towards the back of the room for reverse warrior. Continue to breathe into your side body as it's lifted towards the sky. Next inhale, lift back up to neutral. Warrior two. Lower the arms back down. Scoot the back heel in, straighten the front leg, and then we'll turn the toes to point the long edge of the mat again for our goddess pose. Now if you need to, again, keep the arms lowered, or we're going to bring them back up if you can. Inhale, fingers up. And exhale, sink down into our goddess pose. Hold for another 2 breaths here. You can do it. Exhale, lower the arms as you straighten the legs. And we'll heel toe or walk our feet back into Tadasana, facing the long edge of the mat, and we'll shift into tree pose on the left side. We're going to shift the weight into the left foot, draw the heel to the left ankle. Start to slide the foot up, finding your balance here. Continue to press the left leg inward, countering the right foot as it pushes into the left thigh. Arms up overhead, T position, warrior strong power pose, hands on the hips. Next breath, lower the arms back down, slide the leg back down, and shake it out. We'll come back to the top of our mat. We'll do another sequence here. So we're going to step the left foot back for warrior one. So this time it's heel to heel alignment. Scoop the arms up overhead. Draw the left hip point forward to keep the pelvis in a neutral position. And we'll hold for a few breaths here. With the next inhale, fold your chest forward and reach your fingertips towards the front of the room as you reactivate your anchor in your right leg. Begin to pop your left foot forward as we come up to a warrior three. When you're ready, you can lift that leg up off the ground. If you need today to feel more stable, you can stay with a bent knee and the back toe gently on the mat. arms continue to be lifted and lengthened if this feels most stable and strong for you today. We'll hold here for 2 more breaths. Keep strong. And lower back down into your warrior one. Straighten the front leg. Inhale, reach the fingertips forward. Exhale, fold over the front leg for pyramid pose. And this is where you can bring your blocks in if you need to give you that extra support here in this position. With the next inhale, move the blocks to the side, bend through the front knee, sweep the arms up overhead to come back to warrior one. And then lower the arms, clasp them behind the back. And we're going to press the arms away, opening the heart. And with your exhale, lower your chest towards the earth for humble warrior. Continue to find your strength and grounded stance as you find your courage to stay in these positions. Keep the hands lifted and the shoulders back. Unclasp the hands, let them come back to the mat. Pivot the back foot onto the ball of the foot and toes for a low runner's lunge, and then press back to a down dog. Step the right foot back and pedal the feet out here. We'll repeat the sequence on the left side. Step the left foot in between the hands, spin the back heel down 45 degrees for heel to heel alignment. Scoop the arms up overhead for warrior one. Continue to draw your hip points back towards your navel. Keep the knife edge of the foot grounded into the earth. Find your stability here. Keep the pelvis neutral. Draw that right hip forward. The next inhale, reach the fingertips forward. Exhale as you begin to fold the chest over the front leg. Pop the back foot forward as we take off for warrior three. Keep the arms reaching. If it feels more comfortable, you can have them on the hands on the hips, or backwards if it feels more stable for you. Let's take that victorious, strong, confident, taking up space, victory arm position. And lower back down, arms up. Straighten the front leg. Inhale, reach up and forward as we fold over and transition to exhale for pyramid pose. Bring those blocks back in if you feel you'd like the extra support here. Inhale, push the blocks to the side, bend through the front knees, scoop the arms up overhead again, back to your warrior one. And then sweep and scoop in a circle, your arms back down to your sides. Clasp the hands behind the back, press the shoulders down and away as we lower the chest with our exhale for a humble warrior. Try to hold with this position the intention that sometimes what courage looks like is surrendering and not fighting. See the strength that you can find in humility. Strong doesn't always have to look big and mighty. Unclasp the hands and bring the palms back to the mat. Spin the back heel up so the foot is on the ball of the foot. Step the left foot back and come to downward dog and paddle out the feet. Press the heels back down for one last good stretch here in downward dog. If you can, find external rotation in those upper arms, rooting down through all 10 fingers. And bend the knees, coming back into a child's pose. Drop the head to the mat. Let your forehead rest and your arms relax. Press through the palms to come up to all fours and make your way down into our final resting position of Savasana. Let your feet roll out to the side, tuck your shoulder blades under, and allow your palms to face the sky. Just a wonderful moment to reflect on the change in perspective maybe on your fearful experience. Reflecting how you can coexist with fear and courage. By bringing that awareness. By listening to your inner strength and courage you have deep within you. You can stay in Shavasana for however long you want. If you're ready, you can come back up. Slowly begin your awareness. Maybe sitting position. Close if you are going to close with us today. I thank you for taking part in this practice and looking inward to see if you can discover your true inner strength and courage that you have deep within you. If it didn't fully come to you today, continue to practice, hold that space for yourself, and know that those little inner voices that continue to say, I can do this, or I'm not going to give up, shows that you're connecting with your true self. Thank you so much. Bring your hands to heart center. The closing Om Shanti.